Hang tight here 1 second. We are going to be talking about this whole Voyager thing. So hold tight and chill for 1 second here. Okay, just gonna wrap up a few things and then we will start this. So bear with me. Here we go. Okay. Share this to Twitter. Quick. What's up, Packable and Strika in the house? Hold on 1 second, guys. Yeah, dude, it's not good. Okay. What's up, Packable, Parky, Conan, Arcade? Good to see everybody here. Looks like you're all filtering in. Just give me a second here to put this tweet out, and then we're going to get this thing started. So first and foremost, how's everybody doing? Really hope that nobody is impacted by this situation. My hair is going crazy because I was wearing a hat down at this car show. So, what do we got here? We are going to be talking about the Voyager situation. And yep, I'm seeing in the comments section, we got Chris in the house. Hockey gear would have helped. Yeah, man, for sure. No doubt about that. A lot of people need the hockey gear today. Goalie gear, for that matter. So looks like this room is going to fill up. Just hang in here, guys, because this is going to be important that you hear a few of these theories that I have right now with Voyager. So with that said, we're just going to wait a little, like another minute here for this to fill up. So, if you're watching this on replay, just skip ahead like a minute. So bear with me 1 second here. Okay. So I'm just going to go through the comment section here. Strika, hope everything's good with you. Please talk about what's going on with our friends at Voyager. And this has been one of the number one things going on, or at least trending the last day today with Voyager. Bear with me. I'm just kind of letting this room fill up a little bit. For those of you that are joining, we are just going to be talking a little bit about the Voyager situation right now. And then we'll kind of get started. We got 14 people strong in here. So I think that we're just going to get this over with. This is going to be kind of short and sweet. And really, folks, I want to extend my sincere sorrow to people here if they get hosed. Really, I'm hoping it doesn't happen. I'm hoping that Voyager has a way out of this situation. When it comes to this whole Voyager situation, I'm going to be real straight up with you guys. The last 3 or 4 months, I've really distanced myself from the Voyager platform and the community, things like that. The number one reason was the fact that anytime I would even lay down a little criticism on something that I didn't like about the platform, all of a sudden my social media would just get swarmed by this army of people. And there was some really messed up stuff. Like it was just like I'm done with this. So that's kind of my whole thing. And I've been out of Voyager now for a couple months. Um, and really, I'm going to share the screen with you guys. Um, so bear with me 1 second here. Okay, so you guys can see this. I'll blow this up. Back on June 17th, and this is when Voyager announced, this is a few theories here. We're going to go through a few theories I have of this. And you know what? I don't care what people say. If I criticize Voyager, just know that it was something that I might have been passionate about. Nothing against anybody in particular. It just is what it is. But getting to this tweet that I put out June 17th, and really, I was kind of warning people about this whole partnership with Alameda. And let me just tell you guys a little story here about a wolf in the hen house. And what I really think happened here is Voyager possibly could have let a wolf in the hen house called Alameda Research. Alameda Research doesn't give a flying shit if you guys are losing money. They're in the business to make money. They don't care about you. They don't care about Voyager. They're here to make money, right? We all are, right? Let's just face that. And I'm leveling with you guys hardcore right now, okay? So don't get mad at me. Just hear me out. To the VGX community, I've been critical about the business ethics of FTX and Alameda, and I'm concerned. I dropped a couple videos I made recently. You know who you're dealing with, because I certainly do. And when I go back to this whole wolf in the henhouse theory, really, Voyager, without this 3AC issue, is one of the most kick-ass platforms I think that I've ever used. To be honest with you, I like the platform. I like the community. Strong, both. And what I don't like, and hear me out on this, the spreads are a little bit higher than I would, like. But it is what it is. And some of the transfer times, I get it. Like, we're spoiled. We're used to some of these faster times, things like that. So with that said, when it comes to Voyager, I like it. That's really the only bad thing I could say about it before this 3AC thing happened. Now, here's where this gets wild. If you are FTX and Alameda, these two companies go hand in hand. And Sam Bankman-Fried, he started Alameda Research, started FTX, and these two companies, really, folks, are very terrible. And like I said, they do not care about you. But FTX lacks one thing. FTX really does lack an app like Voyager. So here's the deal. FTX proposes to Voyager, who is in trouble, who just lost $650 million. Hey, we will give you a loan for $650 million. I think Alameda may have retracted the loan from Voyager token. And this is speculation, folks. I think that something might have happened here where Voyager lost access to that loan or that funding. Because really, think about it this way. If FTX and Alameda knows that they are going to retract this loan, this is an opportunity for them to basically get in tight with Voyager for a week or two, look at all their financials, look at the structure of the company, because when you're loaning somebody $650 million, you can say, I want to see every single line of code in your app, things like that, all the trade secrets, stuff like that. And this is just one theory I have, is that Alameda might have knowingly uh, publicized that, hey, we're going to bail out Voyager, things like that. But when it comes down to $650 million, we have to understand that it would be so cool if Voyager was spending $650 million or getting a loan for $650 million to acquire like another exchange or something. But let's face it, they're not. They're trying to get a loan for $650 million. So basically, they can repay some debts and stuff like that. What do people do when they get underwater on their mortgages? You get an $800,000 house that's now worth $250. Are you going to pay that thing off? Hell no. You are going to file for bankruptcy or something like that. It would be easier for Voyager at this point to dissolve the company, file for bankruptcy, and just restructure or something like that. I think personally, don't get me wrong, folks. I like Voyager. This is not an attack on Voyager or the community. I'm straight shooting with you because shit has hit the fan today. And really, when it comes down to it, would another company bail out Voyager? I mean, that's up for argument. And really, I think that another company might, after they've declared bankruptcy or something like that, where they can erase that debt. I don't know. This is just me thinking. It's not financial trading advice or anything like that. As far as I know, they still have the app shut down, things like that. I'm going to go ahead and look at the comments here because I really do value what you guys are saying. We are all guilty promoting crypto projects we liked or thought were legit. Hey, you know what? As long as you liked or thought that a project was legit and you were promoting it within the best intentions, I've got nothing against you there. Let's see here. Strika makes a good point. We can like different things and have different opinions and still be friends. Absolutely agree with this. Now, one of the biggest things that you can do to grow as a person is if you have an argument with them, shake hands with them after that argument. That goes a long way, folks. If you have differences and you can shake hands after that, discussion, it is what it is. I do appreciate this. UT. So yeah, I've been critical of Voyager not because I wanted to, because I try my best not to bullshit anybody when it comes to this stuff. Let's see what else we got here. And you know what, folks, I'm hoping that they pull some sort of an ace out of the sleeve to save the company, to save the community. I don't know what's going to happen to your crypto. I got all my stuff off the exchange when I made this tweet June 17th. And let me tell you guys a little story about Alameda and some of the crooked stuff they do to competitors. And I'm going to talk a little bit about Axie Infinity. As you guys know, I do videos for Internet Computer, which was a victim of Alameda. I'm a paid content creator to cover videos for the Internet Computer ecosystem. And really what we discovered happened was Alameda and FTX pulled the wool over everyone's eyes when it comes to all sorts of shenanigans with futures trading around the Ronin network and Internet Computer, Axie Infinity, things like that. So when I first saw this tweet by Voyager, I just, man, I I couldn't believe it. After all this research I had just got done doing on Alameda, it was, trust me, folks, They are such a shady company. Um, I can't stress that enough. Let's see here. I had another tweet pulled up. I don't know what I did with it, so bear with me while I pull that up here, folks. I do apologize. Okay, I need to just back this up here. All right. And folks, I have had my emails blow up tonight and really uh I put out some feelers if you're down and out about what's going on right now. I opened up my DMs so anybody can reach out if you need to chat or text. you know I don't care who you are. If it takes a load off your back, just go ahead and send me a message if you need to talk, anything like that. I'm here for you. you know I've kind of withdrawn as a community member in the Voyager community, things like that, but it doesn't mean that I still don't support the entire community and the platform, stuff like that. It's just a business decision. I did find this tweet now, so bear with me. Hmm. And so this happened on June 24th, last Friday. And man, this was one of those tweets where I was just kind of like dumbfounded, kind of blindsided. I've never heard of Dylan LeClaire. He's got 190,000 followers. I know nothing about him. I don't know if he's legit. He seems to work for a magazine, cool, things like that. But he went on to say, and there's some tweets that were deleted here, but he went on to say that this Alameda credit line to Voyager is void if when 3AC defaults. Well, we had 3AC default, obviously, within the last week, or I'm not sure when. I haven't been paying the closest attention to this. So when I saw this, I had a few $100s in Voyager. I was holding some ICP in there and CKB, and I got that out. Well, I had to sell it. I got my money out. One thing that really kind of raised some concern for me was the fact that um, when I noticed that I was opening up the app, checking the prices, stuff like that, because really I'm interested in seeing what's going on with the app. I check in on things, even though I wasn't trading or having any money in it and stuff like that. One thing that I noticed with the app was the fact that I wasn't able to close my account. And I thought that this was really a fishy sign to see. Again, I'm not bash. This is not a video to bash Voyager or anything like that. But I thought it was very interesting because I had met the criteria to delete my account. Not that I was looking to do that, but the fact that I had met the criteria and the little box was all grayed out. I couldn't click on it to delete it if I wanted to. So right then and there, that raised some concerns for me. I don't know why, but it did. And really, uh, when it came down to it, I shot the Voyager support an email. I said, cancel my account. I just wanted to see what happens. If Voyager comes back strong, I'm definitely going to uh, reopen my account by all means. But for that matter, when I saw that, it just kind of raised a red flag to me. Again, I don't know if there was any significance for that or anything like that. But I'm going to look at some of these comments and stuff. Oh boy, Hakeem Hassan. This is sad. I have all my stuff in there. I think I know what this says. So I'm sorry to hear that, Hakeem. Let's see here. My thoughts are with Crypto Airborne and DJ Crypto. Thank you, Strika. I'm sure they appreciate that. And let's see here. Nader makes a good point. If you have your health, remember it's only money. And man, I tell you, that's a powerful statement, folks, because you can't buy health with money. You can't, when you die, you can't take it with you. Money is just some, I don't know, stupid thing that we value, right? But it is significant. So I'm looking here. Let's see here. PACA, bro. I hope not. I hope not. But yeah, so like I was saying earlier on in the video, that's my suspicion of what possibly could be happening with this whole Voyager thing. If this tweet was in fact true, that Alameda credit line to Voyager is void if when 3AC defaults, I mean, it would make sense. Why would another company risk that type of uh, uh, loan to a company? Um, Maybe there was something they saw on the balance sheets that they didn't like, something like that. I don't know. I'm just kind of going through a few things right now, so bear with me 1 second. I just want everybody to know that I'm feeling for you guys in that Voyager community, man. Really, it is what it is. But my door is always open. I opened up the DMs. If you, like I said earlier, if you guys need to talk, or you want me to come on and just hold these types of discussion as these videos and as this news progresses with Voyager. I had a discussion with somebody about Voyager for about an hour today, and we were kind of bouncing some things off each other. And I just want to reassure people that there's still so much that we don't know. They locked the app down without hardly any notice. So there's some sort of liquidity issues going on within Voyager. We don't know how bad it is, I suspect, really until they can provide a little bit more guidance and shed some light on what exactly is happening. I suspect that we probably won't get the entire story until the next earnings call, because you got to remember they're a crypto app, but they are publicly traded company. So there's certain things that they have to disclose, uh, and there's certain things that they can't disclose until those earning calls, just due to trading regulations, and it blows. That has to happen that way. Excuse me. I need to get a drink here. And so, when I'm thinking about when it comes to recovery, things like that, when is this thing going to turn around? Well, until Voyager releases something or we get that earnings call where they can provide some sort of strategy that's either going to win over investors to give them a second chance. I don't know, Steve. I know that the Voyager community speaks very highly of them. The team, I know people speak very highly of, and I really haven't seen anything that would indicate that Steve pulled a scam on anybody or Voyager pulled a scam on anybody. I would say that Three Arrows Capital probably pulled some sort of scam to separate all these exchanges from their crypto and stuff like that. But when it comes to the whole lending of all this Bitcoin and USDC to Three Arrows Capital, there's typically when I can't really talk to you guys about what I'm involved with, but uh, I manage hundreds of millions of dollars, basically. I can't talk about it. But when you are doing uh, loans and things like that for large amounts of money, like big, and crypto for that matter, usually what you will attach to these loans is some sort of rider that says, okay, we're loaning you the 650 million. If it drops below 500 million, or, you know, the amount that we borrowed you loses 20%, we're going to automatically liquidate whatever you have left, kind of as a stop loss. Doesn't appear like there was any language or anything like that in this contract. I haven't seen it. There very well could have been, and it could have just been Three Arrows Capital not abiding by the contract. But uh, I want to just say, don't jump to conclusions. I'm not trying to jump to conclusions at all here, because we don't know this full story, like, at all. Like, at all. This is far from being over. Crypto Airborne in the chat. What's up, buddy? Had a talk with Airborne earlier about the situation, and he was telling me that the Voyager team was going leaps and bounds to help people out. I won't get into that. That's a private conversation. But what he was telling me was, showed me that the team really does care. Whatever they're doing right now is probably to preserve any liquidity that they have. If they can turn this thing around, people might get rewarded. I'm just saying, this is just one of those things that you would never expect to happen. But there's so much messed up stuff that's happened in this bear market. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. If I was in the shoes of a Voyager holder, and it was possible to perhaps move USDC or move your crypto or cash off chain, that might be a good option. Let's just say you can't transfer it out. Well, you've got to understand, from what I know, Voyager is FDIC insured. So with that said, I'm not sure to what amount. If you can liquidate your crypto into cash, there might be a chance that insurance will pick up a certain percentage of the cash if Voyager goes under. I'm speaking the worst case scenario here, and I'm just kind of speaking off the top of my head. This is just such a tragic thing, and I don't know what else to say. So I've run this now for 28 minutes, and I appreciate all of you that are watching. I'm going to take one stroll through the chat section here, and then we're going to pull up a chart of Voyager. I have not looked at it yet today. We're going to pull up a chart of Voyager, and we're going to see what kind of rocky road we may or may not be in for. Stick around if you want to see that. Packable is in the house. Bitcoin Renegade, one of the most genuine people I know in this space. Let's see here. Can't catch a break with VGX, down 90% and didn't sell. You know what bugs me is everything I had left on Voyager was assets I could not transfer off. Instead of selling at such a loss, I lost it all. Shaking my head, lesson learned. I'm sorry to hear that, Miles. That's one of the things, this is fair criticism on my part, not, trying to shame Voyager or anything like that. A lot of the tokens I was interested, like CKB, I couldn't simply transfer off at will within a really nice time frame. So with that said, it just wasn't the app for me. There's that old saying that goes, not your keys, not your crypto. We've all heard it a bazillion times, and I'm not here to really get on people. But let's look at the Voyager token charts here, because we are running 30 minutes right now, and I do appreciate everyone that stopped by. And man, I hope that this situation will improve for you. Really, the players in the game here that are going to probably provide you with the most up to date information are DJ Crypto, the folks at the Voyager Heroes. They are definitely in Crypto Airborne. These are the people that will probably be really, having their finger on the pulse of what is going on here. So I'm going to go ahead and share, not so much me. I'm just involved with other stuff right now, but I don't mind kind of chipping in to cover this because I do care about the community greatly. 100%. Bear with me. I just messed up there. Come on. Oh my God. Jesus. Bear with me 1 second here. I am having. Okay, I'm going to try this again. What in the world is going on here? Why can't I? There we go, folks. How about that? I was able to do a thing there and get the chart back up. Really, when it comes down to it, folks, what I'm seeing here, when I went live on Crypto Airborne's channel, really, I went live. I think it was, what was it, last night? Crypto Airborne and I did an hour and a half long stint when we were looking at some Fibonacci retracements here. I threw something up from right here, the swing low, up to this swing high, because this is a very drastic swing high to swing low, or swing low to swing high, however you want to shake it. And really, when we look at this at a super high level, we can see how well price action is playing within this Fibonacci retracement. See, it's tangling with the 786. We can see it's tangling with this up here. Same with right here. Same with the 127. Same with this 141. Now, if this thing decides to break, we're at a double bottom comfortably right now, symmetrical triangle off a bear leg. Never a good sign to see. Price action is far from the Ichimoku cloud, but we could really see this thing start dropping down here to this 9-cent-ish level. I had somebody ask me about this little pump the other day, and my response was I thought that this was some sort of liquidity exit pump. Simply because I was watching this for some sort of Elliott wave theory progression, and the fact that this thing just pumped almost up to 50 cents. This was a big red flag for me, and I told that person that this, in my opinion, was an exit liquidity pump. Turns out, I think that somebody knew something, January 29th at least. So something happened here. But symmetrical triangle off this bear leg. We're looking at a 1-hour chart. I want to look at this on a daily chart here, though. Okay. Bear with me. Really, man, we might see some. If we see Voyager token start really dropping from this 25-cent level, we are going to see this Ichimoku cloud thin out extremely. The way this thing is going, I really want to look at this thing through a unique angle here to see if maybe we can identify anything through by using GAN. So we're going to throw up what's called a GAN fan. And you can see how price action has really kind of run, really skewered this GAN fan line here. So with that said, I think that, this thing could possibly trade sideways at this point. We just don't know. And it's really hard to do TA on these serious developments, these ongoing issues, because price really becomes extremely erratic. But man, I was having some really high hope for Voyager the last few days, especially before this whole thing happened with the app today. We're going into a long weekend, and I know that there's a lot of people hurting now. Uh, you know, to be honest with you guys, uh, really, this this 9-10 cent area almost seems like this is where this thing could end up. Not financial or trading advice, anything like that. But this thing, we're having some good resistance around this 25-cent line. Seems to be holding it all day. Of course, Voyager app is shut down, so keep that in mind. I do think that the second they reactivate it, there is going to be a mass exodus of tokens and all sorts of garbage. People liquidating into USD so that they are protected by the FDIC insurance, quite possibly. I don't know what that entails, but if this thing pumps miraculously, look for that 37.5 cent level, 25-cent level for now, the 10-cent level down to that 161.8, the golden ratio. That's all I'm going to do on that, because like I said, this TA, trying to do this type of TA on this stuff is just sketchy as all can be. And just kind of reiterating what I was saying earlier, in case you guys missed it, about the whole Almeida uh, loan to Voyager. Like I said, this could have been one of those things where it allowed Alameda Research, to gain exclusive inside access to what is known as the Voyager platform's technology, their inner workings, their finances, things like that. And they could have pulled that financing or that loan agreement from Voyager once they got that information. I'm just saying, that's just a thought that I have. So I'm going to take a stroll through the chat section one more time. USD is FDIC only through a bank in New York. Okay. Let's see here. Crypto Airborne, only sell off so far on VGX would be Binance, Coinbase, and other exchanges that trade VGX outside of the Voyager app. I agree with that. I don't know which exchange has the most volume, but I would be concerned, about whatever exchange. If I suspect it's Voyager, with all the rewards and stuff. Let's see here. Okay, Miles says, arcade fan, cold storage is something I've been looking into, but waited too long, unfortunately. And don't forget about like the DAOs and things like that. I know, like for CKB, it's 2.6% returns, but your CKB is locked up in the DAO and you have the keys, things like that. So I'm going to end this video right now. We're 40 minutes long. I wanted to just have this be like a real talk. I wanted to level with the community on this. I'm not sugarcoating anything. Get as mad as you want at me in the comments. If it helps, take your frustrations out. By all means, do it. So I hope everybody, I wish everybody the best with this situation. I hope that in the next day or two, we can get some guidance from Voyager to smooth this whole thing out, or maybe there is some sort of acquisition that's in the works and they needed to pause everything to hook up new bank accounts and stuff to the Voyager exchange to get liquidity in there. I don't know. Folks. It's anybody's guess at this point until we have more information. So that's what I'm sticking with. I wish you guys all the best. I said my DMs are open. Need to talk about it. Hit me up on Twitter publicly if you want. We'll talk. And we'll see you guys all on the next video. Other than that, I wish you all the best. So we'll cap it right there.